Back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing What If Deku Was Depressed / Had a Quirk Part 4. Let's get straight into this video. I will defeat you. Hero Killer Stain. Or should I say, Sensei. As Ida's and the random pro hero's eyes widened, then as they both said, Stain trained you? Yeah. He trained me in the art of swordsmanship and, kind of changed my ideology, but not that much. Still wanted to be a hero. He tried to convince me to be a vigilante with him, but I refused. Sensei, I asked you to stop doing this. But I'm a hero, and if you are a villain and killing random heroes, I'll have to stop you. Looks like the student is challenging his teacher. You tried to defeat me multiple times, but every attempt has failed. But now, since you think you've gotten a little stronger, you think you can defeat me. You're sadly mistaken, Izuku Midoriya. I'm gonna kill you for hanging out with this fake hero. I thought you were different, but I guess not. Whatever you say, Sensei. As Izuku summoned his sword and summoned 15% of One For All, and as Stain unsheathed his blade and pointed it at Izuku. And Stain, I'm gonna add another quirk to Stain. He's just gonna basically have in Spidey sense. Basically, it's gonna be called enhanced reflexes. Basically, he can sense any attack incoming, no matter how fast, nor strong, nor invisible. He can still sense the attack and block it. So I'm buffing up Stain so he can be a challenge for Izuku. But anyway, let's continue. As Stain rushed at Izuku with blinding speed, but Izuku was obviously able to dodge it. And then as he flash steps behind Stain and slashes Stain, but Stain uses his second quirk and dodges easily and slashes Izuku in the cheek. And then as Izuku quickly wiped off the blood and rushed towards Stain using 20% of One For All. As he did a fake out slash, but then punched Stain in the stomach and started to use a flurry of punches with using 50% of One For All in his arms and 20% in his legs while still being in full cowling. Stain was able to dodge some of the punches, but most of them he didn't dodge. He took to the chest, arms, and other various limbs. Then as Izuku kicked roundhouse kicked Stain in the face, summoned his sword once more, and slashed Stain. Was getting ready to slash Stain, but Stain was able to cut Izuku's cheek with one of his knives and then lick the blade. Stain, Izuku, you know me too well by now. Why do you think I let you get all those hits in? So foolish, Izuku. I'm sorry our little reunion / battle had to end so soon. But I have to kill. But before he could finish that sentence, Shoto came and threw some ice at Stain. Stain was able to easily dodge this, and then as Stain took his focus off of Izuku, and then as his blood curdle quirk stopped working, and then Izuku got back up and jumped towards Shoto. Shoto, you ready? Of course, Izuku. Do you have permission to use your quirk from your father? Yes, I asked him. Okay, good. That means we won't get in trouble for protecting these heroes. Shoto, here's what I want to do. Support me from the back. I'll attack from front. You protect me from the back. Any incoming attacks I don't see, you block with your ice. And any incoming attacks that he sends your way, I protect you. You will also use our ice to melt some blades or something like that. Just know I'm gonna be taking the lead on this. Okay, Izuku, whatever you say. As Izuku cranked his power up to 40% of One For All, and it looked like he teleported, but he obviously just speed blitz towards Stain. But Stain could react and was about to slash at Izuku, but Shoto sent an ice pillar at Stain, blocking the way, or shooting an ice projectile towards Stain. Stain was able to Shoto was able to disarm Stain from one of his knives, but that didn't stop Stain one bit. As Stain looked towards Shoto but realized what's going on, and when he was about to attack Shoto, Izuku rushed at Stain, but Stain was able to counter this and stab Shoto in the arm. Stab Izuku in the arm, as Izuku screamed out in pain at the top of his lungs. Then Stain was distracted, so Shoto fired some fire at Stain, and Stain got burnt a little bit. Then Izuku powered through the pain and slashed Stain in the cheek. Then as Stain kicked Izuku away and headbutted Shoto, and then as he jumped back and said, "All that effort for a drop of blood." You really have gotten weaker since siding with these heroes, Izuku. I have to put you out of your misery! As Stain rushed towards Izuku once more, but then Izuku decided enough playing. He went serious and went 90% of One For All and rushed towards Stain. Stain quickly took out Shoto by using his full speed and quickly disarmed Shoto. So now, it was only Izuku and Stain once more. As Izuku cranked it up to 95% of One For All, which is his limit for now. And then as Izuku rushed at Stain, and then as Stain rushed at Izuku as well, all I hear was clash, clash, shing, shing, ksh, ksh, whatever swords make when they clash together. They looked like blurs. They looked like they were just so fast. Shoto nor Ida could process the speeds that Izuku and Stain were going at. Until Izuku decided to finish this battle in one swing, and so did Stain the Hero Killer, as they both jumped back. And then as Stain said, "Izuku, please, I'll give you one last chance. Stop and come with me. We can destroy all of these fake heroes and villains as well. Please, Izuku, don't make me kill you." As Izuku didn't utter a word, and then as he looked at Stain with determined eyes. Stain knew what this look meant. He knew it pretty well. Flashback to when Izuku summoned his katana for the first time. When Izuku summoned it, he could hardly pick it up. He dragged it everywhere he went. And then as he lifted it up, both of his hands, and tried to swing, he knocked his head on a rock by falling backwards. But Izuku didn't care. He kept pushing. He kept pushing past his limits. He kept trying to lift up the sword, but no matter how many times he tried, the sword would not budge or listen to him. And then as Stain appeared out of nowhere and said, "Kid, you're holding the sword wrong." Then as Izuku looked back, and then as he readied his sword, but then Stain said, "Don't worry, I'm not here to hurt you. I've been seeing you train here for a while. I usually train here, but I guess someone else took the spot. My name is Stain. What's your name?" As Izuku was a little hesitant to say his first name, but then as he said, "Izuku Midoriya." Hmm. I see. I see you have a heart of a hero that's willing to protect anyone with a smile on their face. Heroes, villains, it doesn't matter. So, kid, let me train you. As Izuku was a little bit surprised that a random stranger wanted to train him, of all people. Then as he asked Stain, why? I just answered that silly. Now, come on. First, we gotta put some muscle on those pathetic little arms. Call me Sensei from now on. If you don't, that's 1,500 push-ups. Yes, Sensei! And from that day on, Izuku and Stain trained together. They have built a friendship like no other. A strange one, yes, but still a friendship nonetheless. Let's jump back into the present where they were getting ready to finish each other off. As Izuku looked at Stain, and then as he said, Izuku, I'm sorry. As he used his full power and also full strength and rushed towards Izuku, by which I mean Speed Blitz, and Izuku used 100% of One For All and broke his bones, but still used Ito Resetsu. And as all you can hear is, well, when uh that blood, when you slash something and then that blood sound effect, that's all you can hear. And then as you can see Izuku with a big, huge slash mark on his chest, but with Stain, he had no scratch on him. He used the full limits of his secondary quirk and dodged Izuku's incoming attack. He was about to finish Izuku off, and then as he said, I'm sorry. Fire! Fist! As Endeavor saved Izuku and Shoto and Ida just in time from being killed by the hero killer. And as Stain jumped away, and then as all of the rest of the heroes, including Gran Torino, stepped in and was about to take care of Stain. But then as Stain ran away and said, I'll kill you all next time, as Stain disappeared. Let's time skip to about 2 days. Over these 2 days, Izuku has become more quiet. Kendo and Izuku have regularly been hanging out with each other. Even though Class 1 being Class 1, they don't get along, they still are best friends. They've been that way since childhood. So some stupid class rivalry isn't gonna stop that from happening. Bakugo has also been training a lot, and he has become strong. Very strong. Let's say he's 80% One For All speed wise, 95% One For All strength wise, and his explosions have gotten so strong that it can level mountains and cities. So yeah. And also Shoto has been training as also, and he is able to conjure up blue flames. Because if he melts his flames fast enough, well, here's my explanation on why he has blue flames. If he condenses his ice fast enough and burns it fast enough, he can control blue flames. And if he learns how to crank up his temperature to a whole nother degree, he can make blue flames. And also his ice has gotten a lot, and I mean a lot thicker than what it used to be. So they're pretty much very, very OP. And Izuku has, as I said, mentioned last previous part, Izuku has gained the ability of Black Whip. Now he is able to have Danger Sense. And he still cannot control 100% of One For All yet. So now we are on to the Two Heroes movie. Hey, Izuku. What is it, Shoto? Do you want to come and... Nah, you know what? Never mind, forget that. Let's say that, David Shield learned about Izuku Midoriya, aka Izuku Yagi. since David Shield knows about Izuku, David wanted to meet Izuku because he hasn't met Izuku, because All Might wanted to keep Izuku from keep Izuku a secret, but David Shield knew, so he told David Shield to stay quiet about this, and he promised. So ever since All Might died, he's been wanting to meet Izuku, but he hasn't got a chance to. So since he has nothing to do, and UA's taking a break and giving their students time to have fun after the sports festival. And also Izuku does have a little time off since he did fight the Hero Killer Stain. So everybody's gonna be here except All Might. Everybody in canon from Two Heroes is gonna be here. As Izuku arrived on the plane and David Shield was there to greet him. Hello, my name is David Shield. I already know your name. All Might talks a lot about you. I'm sorry that I was too weak to do anything. Hey kid, don't blame yourself. You were a literal kid when All Might and All for One battled it out. You had no choice, or you couldn't do anything about it. It's okay. And Wolford is still working with All for One, but you know, Wolfred is still working with All for One. So he still does have the secondary quirk. And Endeavor is going to be there along with everybody else. So, let's get into this. As Izuku said, David, I have to go. I want to get something to eat. I'm very hungry and thirsty. Oh, yeah, sure, kid. Uh, here's my information and also where my lab is. Come by. I want to discuss some stuff with you. Yes, sir. As Izuku walked to the concession stand, and then as he saw Melissa and everybody else talking, and then as Momo saw Izuku, and then as she blushed, and then as she said, "Oh, hello, Izuku. How are you?" "I'm good. Thanks for asking, Momo." "Hello, everyone. Hello." And also, Ida is suspended, so and let's just say that he does still go to the expo. Well, he's supposed to go to the expo with his brother, but unfortunately, his brother got paralyzed. And as Ochako looked at Izuku, and then he said, "Hey, Deku-kun, how have you been?" "Good, Uraraka. How have you been?" "Amazing." "That's good." As everybody from uh, the uh, the cafe could hear an explosion, then as Izuku was worried, so he turned on One for All and he immediately got to the scene, but he just saw that it was just a little tournament. And also, Kirishima was not a slouch either. He does have his unbreakable form right about now. I want to buff up everybody in Class 1A. Sorry if you don't like it. But yeah, I want to buff up everybody in Class 1A, so let's just say that Kirishima has his unbreakable form, and he worked on his stamina instead of his strength. So he's pretty fast. He's about 5% level of fast. 5% of One for All to be exact. Level is fast. So, this is what they've been doing. Kirishima and Bakugo are there as well, because we're just going to say that the number 1 and 2 spot at the sports festival also got a 2 tickets, so he decided to bring along Kirishima. Then as everybody else came, and then they saw what was happening. And then as Bakugo saw Izuku and rushed towards Izuku, and then I said, "Hey Deku, I wanna challenge you. Whoever can get the fastest, and I mean fastest level to finish this wins and has to treat everybody to the expo. As Bakugo smiled, and then as Izuku said, "Fine, I'll do it." Then as Izuku said, "Bakugo, go first." Then as Bakugo smiled and said, "Gladly." As Bakugo readied some explosions and cracked his neck and stretched a little bit. And then as the lady said, 3, 2, 1, go! And also, Bakugo does know how to minimize his explosions to be more precise and less all over the place. So Bakugo got, let's say he got 8 seconds. And then as Bakugo smiled, and then as he said, "Ha! Beat that, Deku!" And then as he said, and then as Izuku jumped down, summoned his katana, and used one for all 20%, and speed blitzed, and all you can hear is an explosion all over the battlegrounds. And then as the timer came up to about 1.1 seconds. And then as everybody was surprised, and then as Izuku walked up to Bakugo and patted him on the shoulder and said, "You're buying." Izuku smiled and walked away. Let's time skip to when Izuku got back to his hotel room. As Izuku was laying down, sleeping, and as you can hear a knock by Izuku's door. Knock, knock, knock. And then as he saw who was surprised by this, Kendo. And then as Izuku asked, "Kendo, what are you doing here?" "Well, Izuku, there was a contest during the sports festival. It was a beauty pageant contest, and I won, and I got some tickets to the expo." "Oh, okay then. That doesn't explain how you know I was gonna be here." "Well, I ran across everybody else, including Momo in your group, and they said you were here, and they gave me a room number." "Ah, so what are you doing at my room? What are you doing at my door?" As Izuku was shirtless while wearing some gym shorts. As Kendo looked at Izuku up and down like a snack, Kendo said, "You wanna play Uno?" "Yeah, sure. Come in, Kendo." But then Momo showed up. Ah! "Oh, hello, Momo. What are you doing here? Is it your room all the way down there?" "Yeah, but I wanted to hang out with you, Izuku-kun." "Okay then. Me and Kendo was about to play Uno. You wanna join?" And if you're thinking that this is out of Izuku's character, Izuku decided to open up to everybody because he wanted to be more social. Ever since the incident at the USJ, everybody has started to be more social with each other, so Izuku decided might as well. And also he didn't want to be lonely for the rest of his life, so he thought, hey, why not make a lot of friends? It could be beneficial. And then she smiled at Momo and said, "Come in, Momo. Let's play Uno." And then she was a little disappointed that Kendo was there, but, you know, she couldn't really say anything to Izuku because they were friends. And also, I forgot to mention that Momo does have a crush on Izuku, and Kendo also does have a crush on Izuku as well. Ever since they graduated from middle school, and her and Izuku started to talk more a lot, especially Izuku started to talk to her a lot, she just fell for him even more. So, who's gonna go first? as they both pointed to Izuku, and then as he said, "Alright then, let's play Uno." And then as Izuku won one round and the girls won the rest of the rounds, then as Izuku scratched the back of his head while laughing and saying, I haven't played this game in a while. I'm sorry if I didn't live up to your expectations. No, it's okay, Izuku. As they looked at each other with that look that said, you better stay out of my way, he's mine. And then as he said, well, it's getting late, it's about 12 o'clock at night. You guys should go back to your rooms, and as they both said, no, we want to stay here with you. Alright then, what do you guys want to do then? As they both said, let's watch movies together. As Izuku smelled something fishy, but he just ignored it since, it was nighttime, he was probably sleepy or something. So, as they both, all three of them got into the bed and started to watch movies, as Kendo and Momo held Izuku's hands, and then as Izuku started to blush a lot. And then as Kendo and Momo said, Izuku, we have something to say to you, as they looked over each other and nodded at both. Since they can't have Izuku to themselves, might as well share. No harm in it. Then as Izuku said, yeah, what is it, you two? What do you want? We like you, Izuku. Aw, thanks guys, I like you too. As they both smacked their faces, and then as they said, no, we don't mean like that. We mean like more than a friend. Like, we love you. As Izuku blushed, and then as he said, I can understand Kendo, but why you, Momo? Because ever since the USJ, you were just so brave, and everybody else, they were just so scared, but you stepped up to the plate when Endeavor couldn't. You saved us all. And during the Hero Killer incident, I saw all of the footage. You saved Ida. You were just amazing. And not to mention that you're so cute. I just love everything about you, Izuku. As Izuku blushed, hearing what they had to say to him, and then as he said, okay, let's do it. I promise I will treat you both equally and with the utmost respect. I won't do anything that will make you uncomfortable. I won't say anything and I won't say anything that will make you uncomfortable as well. I promise I will love you both. And then as Izuku smiled, which brightened up the room, and then as Izuku kissed both Momo and Kendo, and as all three of them fell asleep. And that's where I'm going to be leaving this video off. Thank you guys so much for 172 subs. I love you all so much. You helped me out there. It's just been a roller coaster, alright, y'all? It's been a roller coaster. Now, I know that I'm not the best YouTube or the best YouTube maker or content creator, but I just want to thank you guys so much. You all mean so much to me. I don't know how to express my feelings except grinding and making YouTubes. I will see you all later. Goodbye.